the Chinese New Year Cup. 1,400 metres is the distance. Healthy Happy at the top of the book. Zach Burton rides for Frankie Law. We've also got Blaze Warrior, Fantastic Treasure and the Golden Scenery, all coming out of similar form line races. Winning Dreamer never raced beyond 1,400 metres before. The Irishman, he's been back to the trials. Beluga, £1 more than his win in the Panasonic Cup. And we've got Mr. Ascendancy and above him Circuit Stella on a quick backup from last weekend. That's not the one just gone, but the one prior. All right, now, as far as the speed map goes here, boys, for race number 8, we know Healthy Happy likes to lead, Nick, and he might have to do it at a good tempo.
He might have to, yeah, as well. And look, he's drawn 9. It's only a field of 10, so he'll come across a few runners Healthy Happy. But we know he likes to lead, as you've alluded to, Mark, and Zach Burton going on board as well. So he'll have a good handle on the form, given that he rode the winner of that race last time. That Healthy Happy won, of course. Circuit Stella shouldn't be too far away. He's actually very well drawn in gate number 1, so he can press forward. And Beluga, Tom, up on his outside. I imagine he'll try and go with him from the early get-go.
And he's a 4-time course and distance with a winner is Beluga. I'm sure Wagner Borges will be aware of Healthy Happy not wanting Zach Burton to get too much of a soft lead in the front. Outside of that, Fantastic Treasure. He was close up last time out, but would go down in the disappointing category. And the Irishman, he was disappointing last time out as well, but his jockey Blake Shin saying that he'd be better suited getting into the clear, so they might try and do that with him this time round.
Okay, should be able to do that with a small field as well. Looking at the past winners here, Tom, it's not a race for household names, but there is a name on there that's won 2 of the last 3, and Alexi Bedella, good record in the race.
He does. Perfect Match, of course. It was a shame we never really got to see the absolute best of the Perfect Match with him going. And Miss Beauty Smile was a winner for Matthew Chadwick a couple of seasons ago. Cheerful Days just hasn't quite recaptured some of that form of sort of maybe 12 months ago. Yeah,
probably just finding life a bit tough, I think, now, isn't he? But did a very good job last season.
He sure did. Now, Alexi Bedella, who's on that list, is going to ride one of the horses in our first interview. It is Frankie Law, who trains Winning Dreamer and Healthy Happy, and Nick caught up with him at the races at Sha Tin on the weekend, and he's looking, as always, very resplendent.
Frankie, you've got a couple of runners in the Chinese New Year Cup this year. We'll start with Healthy Happy, who's been a real star for your stable. That was an excellent run last time in defeat behind a very good one in Lucky Sweyness.
Yeah, last time he won good, and this time he also need to carry a big weight. So I asked the owners 1 meter ask set to see he can ride or not.
How important is it to have someone like Zach, Frankie? I mean, he's never ridden the horse before. Is he an easy horse to deal with, an easy horse to get to know, this guy?
I think maybe you put him on gallop once he know the horse. So this morning I put him on gallop. He's in horse good form, yeah.
And how has he been since that run last time, Frankie? Obviously, he got as close as he could to what could be a very smart horse here in Hong Kong.
Yeah. After race, everything's good, and looking for the Chinese New Year Cup to see, yeah.
This time 12 months ago, Frankie, or thereabouts, he was running 6th in a Stewards Cup. Was this always the plan, to not go to the mile again and come to this race?
Yes, because we always want to win the race for the owners, so we try to pick this race. Should be better, yeah.
You've also got Winning Dreamer in the race. Just to ask for a line on him, obviously he's had a couple of goes course and distance, 6th and 10th. Arguably a little better, a little bit shorter.
Yes, last race 1200. He come from behind. He a bit. I think if we can go a little bit further, 1400 may be better for him at this moment. So I try again. I think we tried 2 times 1400 before, but I think maybe it's the time to try again. Yeah.
He's down as receiving a cut leg in that race, Frankie. What was the severity of that cut? Was it anything too serious or nothing to be too concerned?
Nothing to be serious, yes.
Frankie Law there on his runners, Winning Dreamer and also Healthy Happy, who Nick appears in our first replay as well. The horse on his outside just happens to be Lucky Sweyness, but that is where he's more than likely going to be turning for home too on Tuesday afternoon. We've got in this race too Fantastic Treasure. He runs 4th, Blaze Warrior next, and the Golden Scene around the outside. It was a small field, it was tactical, and it was nothing much more than a dash home.
Absolutely, and look, I think on the day, the best horses won the race. You see Zach looking around nonchalantly to see where his rivals are, and they're all trying very hard. But look, Healthy Happy, he's a model of consistency, this horse, and he never really knows how to give in, but he's bumped into one too good on this occasion. I think of the rest, Tom, the Golden Scenery is probably the one to take out of it, and I certainly agree with you. Fantastic Treasure must go down as disappointing on this.
He was, because he was well in the market to Fantastic Treasure, so I don't really know what we do with him on this sort of performance this time round. But Healthy Happy there had every chance, beaten by one better Lucky Swainess. He was carrying the big weight, Lucky Swainess, and Healthy Happy was only carrying the 123. So he has to shoulder the big weight, but he's got every opportunity to do that off the front, and he can be hard to run down.
Zach Purton, what about the other rides? Tom, is there a winner or five amongst these?
Yeah, well, he had 4 at the weekend. I think he's bound to get at least 4 this weekend with some of his rides. Baby Crystal yet to win, but he's got a good chance on his form. Team Good Luck's interesting there. Chirin Warrior's a winner in waiting. Merrick to Spec, so went well last start. Superb Daddy, he jumps back aboard him. Joyful Genius was unlucky last time out. Healthy Happy, Brilliant Wayne Murado's looking for another win and jumps aboard Simba in the last race from barrier number 12.
Yep, some very much in-form horses, and if he doesn't leave with 2 or 3 winners, you'd be sort of scratching your head as to say why.
Absolutely, he's going to be very short in the Jockey's Challenge, that is for sure, is Zach Purton. To the trials now, Nick. Fantastic Treasure has trialled since that disappointing race. He was on a 7-day backup, so perhaps if that might have been a reason that he finished down the track, we'll find out this weekend. And Blaze Warrior, he is not knocked about at all in this trial.
No, not at all. 5th and 8th respectively as we roll this in and we see how they do trial. This was obviously California Spangle. They're winning the trial, so a decent enough heat as far as quality is concerned. Look, Fantastic Treasure, we know he's got the ability. He's running off a mark of 100 and he's more than capable, and Blaze Warrior very much the same. So look, I think both horses, Tom, have their chance, but they probably do have a little bit to find with 1 or 2. Yeah,
he was a little bit slow out last time, Blaze Warrior, and then only just battled after that. You can see he wasn't put under too much pressure in that trial. I'm pleased this keeping Fantastic Treasure at 1400 metres, because definitely not a horse that gets to a genuine mile.
OK, next up we've got Fantastic Treasure again. He must be paying sponsorship for the show. Beluga is just in behind the leader, popping off the rail here, and Fantastic Treasure again there. So what of Beluga's chances, Tom? We know he's a proven Class 1 performer.
And we know he's got a very good record with Zach Purton aboard, but Zach's got the ride here on Healthy Happy. But we're here at handicap conditions. He's going to find it that's a little bit tougher up in the ratings. Again, he's gone from 95 off the win that 2 starts ago, and here he is again. But he is drawn well, so they're going to give him every chance, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Look, I'll give him a decent chance, Beluga. I think the fact he's got Matthew Poon's claim as well, good draw. There's plenty to like, and he's very honest. He always tries his hardest.
He's been up to Chongfa too, Nick, and here's a trial from him down the back straight.
Yeah, nice enough trial. This obviously, read into it what you will, I suppose. But I guess what it does confirm is that he's fit, well, and healthy, and ready to go back to the races. So he is a Class 1 winner. We know he's capable in this grade, and the trial looks nice enough and pleasing, Tom.
He's off for 58 days, so he's had that little freshen up, hasn't he? He's put on a bit of weight. He's up 27 pounds in body weight, the 6-year-old by Tavistock. But I think he's got every chance in this race, especially from the draw, even though it's tougher at handicap conditions.
Oh, it's a good report for Beluga. We go back to not the weekend just gone, Tom, but the one prior. So it's a quickish sort of backup for Circuit Stella. There he is in the yellow colours, and the other horse here, Mr. Ascendancy. He looked the winner at stages of the straight in this race.
He went a big race last time out. He had a nice run, sort of 3 back, 1 out. So this wasn't that long ago. It was only back on the 15th here behind Tukul, who's going to line up as one of the favourites this weekend, no doubt. And he tried hard. It was only beaten 3/4, Nick, and he's another one right down at the bottom of the handicap here.
Yeah, and look, and I suppose that is your concern a little bit, is the fact that he's trying the grade for the first time. And yes, he's got a lightweight, but yes, he's meeting better horses. But look, he wasn't beaten far. Circuit Stella's another horse who usually turns up, runs his race, but Mr. Ascendancy, certainly one to keep right with.
OK, and finally, Nick, more trials. This time it's the Irishman who, as Tom said, he was very disappointing. He's been a bit of a one-hit wonder all season. He won that race when he was second up. Outside of that, he hasn't done a whole lot.
Yeah, look, he hasn't quite convinced me as yet, but I do respect he's a decent type of horse and he's got a fair level of form. I thought he hit the line nicely in this trial, so certainly doing some good work late. And look, if the Irishman turns up, then he's definitely a player, but he's been a beaten favourite his last twice, Tom.
I think he was almost a false favourite last time out at Sha Tin. I didn't expect him to line up at 3.4 in that strong race last time out. 1 stride after the post, he's basically in front here with Waikuku on his outside. Yes, disappointing. I'm going to give him another chance in this race, though, because he is capable of fronting up, but he was a false favourite, I think, last start.
So just on a minor line?
Yeah.
So who have you got around him and to beat him?
I went with Healthy Happy in the end. I think he'll be dangerous off the front here for Zach Purton and Frankie. Laurie is carrying the big weight, but he is certainly good enough to be able to do that against the opposition that he faces. Beluga gets his chance here with a good draw and only 120 pounds on his back, so he definitely goes in. The Irishman, give him a little forgive on the back of that run last time out, because he was okay prior to that behind Packing Award. That was at the Valley over 16.15. And the Golden Scenery always runs a race in this type of contest, only having his second run in this grade of Class 1. Luke Ferraris knows him so well, and Tony Cruz trains. But 1, 7, 6 and 4, I thought Healthy Happy would be tough to beat.
Yeah, I agree with Tom. I've gone the same top two numbers here. I think the class might just out in a race like this, and Zach Purton going on board obviously very much catches the eye as well. So Healthy Happy on top to assert his class here in the feature on Chinese New Year. Beluga, I think, has got every chance here with a nice lightweight, good draw. He's won his recent trial and he did look well doing that. The Golden Scenery was running home nicely last time out. These conditions should suit him. And I've kept Mr. Ascendancy safe there down at the bottom, number 10. He's got a bit more to do in better grade, but he's certainly acquitted himself well. 1, 7, 4 and 10.